Good morning, people, and it is an exceptionally good morning. No wind, nice temperature, stopped quite early, even for me, and off out to the workshop for the first time today, of course, and I have to do a wee bit of a tidy up because I've got the people coming at some stage today to pick up my sander. Let's hope that it faults in the manner that it has been for them to witness, because like a lot of things fault and then they don't and then they do, and so it's a little bit of a lottery whether they'll be able to diagnose something that they can't see if it doesn't fault. So yeah, I've been slowly reorganising things. I've put my cabinets up on the wall that they should reside in the future, and means I've diminished some of the carrying capacity of those shelves, but then that carrying capacity was mainly all the muck and bits and pieces that I wasn't really using and just accumulating for no other good reason than it was a good place to get it up out of the way. So that's forced me to be a wee bit more thoughtful about what I store. Some of these panels are going to be used up very soon, so that's good. These panels here will be cut down for strips for the drawer fronts, but there'll be some left over. So I'll be a bit judicious about using that, and moving along. Reposition some of my clamps so they're easy to get at, etc. So all in all, it's starting to look a little bit more logical where I'm putting things, but that's still to be seen, because often things do find a home because that's where they worked well over time. You found that's where it was, so when you where it was best to put them. But when you reorientate things deliberately, quite often you have unforeseen circumstances and you go, oh, that's right, I remember now why I put things where they once were. So that'll be interesting now. I think it will be okay, to be fair, because I am reducing some of the the stuff that I'm not wanting or needing. That, of course, is the main workbench will still go back into its position over here, and then I'll see what I can do with the rest of the tools and where they can be put. One of the main things I wanted was to be able to free up this end wall that wasn't covered by one of those units, because it meant that the door that goes into a little storage area wasn't being able to be utilised as well because it was covered by one of the units. And now I have got better chance of getting, or not better chance, but a far easier chance of getting access to it as and when I want. So that's going to be a bit of a plus. Out there, I've put the compressor so it's not quiet. So it's quiet, not interrupting me in my workshop, and save space, of course. One of the ideas was to put the extractor out there as well, but tossing up whether that will be the case. The problem is that when I built it, it's got quite a step down, and anything that's got a step down means it's a little bit less actionable or accessible when it's awkward and or it's heavy and down on that lower level. So there's a thought about putting a little plinth, little floor in there. It's only going to be like 18 inches up off the actual ground, but that sacrifice might make it more functional and they're more usable. So that's one of the ideas there. I haven't yet done anything on the mitre station, which I was sitting on, because again, sorry to say, I'm still working on a wee bit of a physical impediment. I hope that goes away soon. And so anywhere I can place my butt for a little bit of relief, otherwise I've got a bad back. The mitre station is right at the right height for me to sit on. Anyway, I have to work out how I'm going to fix the side panels, one of the ideas was, I'll just move this around, I'm going to have to bulk up the whatever I put on the side here by a thickness of a bit of custom wood. Not a problem. It just reduces the door a little bit, but it was what I was doing on this side anyway, so I'm just replicating it in some ways. But that was mainly because when I've clashed this, the top, the position of where the clashing strips are meant I couldn't fix into the timber properly. So by pushing it or packing it out by the 18mm allows me to get my screws into a more chunky bit of the custom wood and into the timber itself. And I've pretty much decided that where it sits, I'm going to put quite a maybe three screws along that edge, 3 or 4 screws down this edge, because I do want this to be quite a robust top, because I can almost guarantee if I don't do that, I'll go to move it and pull on the top or something as the bit that I grab, and it certainly needs to be fixed down well. So it may not be as pretty as I once thought it might be, i.e. with no blemishes, but being the screws, but it might be a sacrifice worth considering. What I am thinking of using is it's already a pre-finished, pre-coloured, whatever you call it, screw. Now, where did I see those just the other day? They're just effectively a black screw, I think, and I've got them here somewhere. Oh, there they go. I thought about putting a bolt in. Still might, because I effectively got this a very similar top to them, but I just thought about using a pre-finished screw like that. Neat little hole for the head to just recess lightly into, and that'll be it. So yeah, that's a thought anyway. So, because the other option, of course, was I've mentioned already, was to use that, the countersunk bolt with a nice little countersunk washer interface, and set that in so it can hold quite well. But really don't know. Just threading that straight into timber, I still think would be enough, rather than putting a fixing in. But then, I suppose if it loosens up, I can always whip it off and put the fixing in as well. So that's always a possibility. Anyway, those little things. Not much of a update really for the Dave's Diary series, but you can see where I'm going. I've actually got floor to walk around in at the moment. It's a very rare thing in this workshop. Yeah, okay. So now I'll just have to wait until these people come for the sander, and I might have a wee bit of a look at doing a wee bit more there, and that'll be a good thing. Righty-ho. I'll leave you there, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye now.